Good morning everyone. So today we will start with the application of Gauss law. What we will do in these applications is that we will be given with various geometrical figures with charges on them, and we have to find using Gauss law what is the electric field intensity on any chosen point which we take as P. So first is your electric field intensity due to infinite line charge from Gauss law. So there is an infinite line charge. So because we start before we start attempting this problem, I'll give you three steps which we will use to solve all these kinds of problems. Your first step will always be deciding the charge density. The charge density, whether it is a linear charge density, surface charge density or volume charge density. Now in today's lecture we are taking infinite long wire, so the charge density on it will be linear charge density. So this will be your first point, deciding the charge density. Your second point that you have to do is choose appropriate Gaussian surface and draw its diagram. So because we have to enclose the charge, I told you already that Gauss law is applicable only on closed surfaces. So if we are given a system of charge, then first we have to enclose it in a closed surface. So when we used to apply a closed surface, then we have to choose a certain kind of surface which can be justified. That surface is called Gaussian surface. So our second step is choosing the Gaussian surface and making its diagram. And third will be executing the integral. Depending on the Gaussian surface and the surface that we are executing, we have to integrate the E dot ds integral, because in Gauss law we studied in the last video that Gauss law states that electric flux is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. So we have to execute this integral. This integral is always on ds. So we have to integrate ds. Now depending on the nature of surface, there will be various values of integral of ds. So this will be our third step. So we will always use these three steps in this particular order. Now in the given problem, we have a linear charge, an infinite long wire. Suppose it has positive charge on it, uniformly distributed. Since it is an infinite long wire, first we will take small part of it. We will take 2 points, A1 and A2. Midpoint of these 2 points, let it be O, and the point P on which we have to find out the electric field intensity. Now the first step is deciding the charge density. Now since it is a linear charge, it is distributed along a line, so that means we will be using linear charge density. So it will be equal to lambda equals to Q upon L, or Q equals to lambda L. Second is choosing a Gaussian surface. Now what kind of surface will be able to enclose this charge? If we draw a sphere around it, then it will have a lot of useless space. Plus the sphere, how big sphere can you make? The radius will keep on growing. So the most appropriate Gaussian surface that we use to enclose a linear charge is cylindrical surface. We make a cylindrical surface whose length depends upon the distance between A1 and A2. So we'll use this surface. There will be three surfaces of a cylinder: S1, S2 and S3. The circular surface above, the circular surface below, and the curved surface area between the two upper and bottom surfaces. This is the curved surface area. Now to calculate the net electric field due to this charge, we will calculate the electric field intensity on both of these surfaces. That is, we will calculate the electric flux passing through each of these three surfaces, S1, S2 and S3. So now we come to our third part, executing the integral. So before we come to the integral, we will write an expression of electric flux across these three surfaces. So electric flux across S1 will be E dot ds plus E dot ds plus integral of S3 E dot ds. This will be equal to Q upon epsilon naught according to Gauss law. Now we know that this dot translates into cos theta, where theta is the angle between E and ds. Now if this is the charge density, the positive charge is distributed along the line, then the electric field will be in outward direction like this. There will be no electric field in this direction or in this direction because it is a wire. There is no charge present on this point or on this point. The charge is present on the surface of the wire, not on the end points. So this will be your direction of E on surface S1 will be this. If we take, now second thing is ds. Now where will we take ds? I told you in the previous video that in a plane or in an area, the surface or the direction of surface is always either perpendicularly outward or perpendicularly inward. So for S1 we take perpendicularly outward direction of ds. Theta is the angle between E and ds, that is, this is your theta. So if I open this, then it will become EDS cos, what is this angle? 90 degree. Cos 90 is 0. So that means this entire integral will become equal to 0. So that means there will be no electric flux passing through this upper circular surface of the cylinder. Similarly, for this also, this is your ds and this is E. So the angle is 90. So that means integral of E dot ds for second surface for the bottom circular surface will also be equal to 0. So what we are left with is only S3. Integral of S3 E dot ds equals to Q upon epsilon naught. Now suppose on this surface we take this S3, the small area element. The direction of electric field is in this way. The direction of this surface will also be in this way. We are taking outward, so outward it will be this way. So theta is equal to 0. So that means when we open this, then we get E ds cos 0 degree, or cos 0 is 1. So E ds, integral of E ds. Now what is the integral of this surface? Remember, this is a curved surface area. Now the curved surface area of a cylinder is equal to 2 pi RL. Hence integral of ds will be equal to 2 pi RL, because the surface area of curved surface area of cylinder is equal to 2 pi RL. Suppose if this were a sphere, then integral of ds will be equal to the surface area of the sphere. If this were a cuboid, then the integral of ds will be equal to surface area of that cuboid. Hence integral of ds in this particular case is equal to 2 pi RL equals to Q by epsilon naught. I will use the value of Q from here. So we will get lambda L by epsilon naught. Now we solve it. We get E equals to pi upon 2 pi epsilon naught R. So this will be your electric flux or electric field intensity due to linear charge. To get the vector form, we use position vector. So we will multiply by unit vector R. So here E is inversely proportional to R. So what is the graph between E and R? It will be like this. I told you already, graphs are important. Even if it is not asked in question and you know the graph, then you should draw it. So this was the electric field intensity due to linear charge. In further videos, we will attempt many other these kind of geographical diagrams and find their electric field. Thank you.